Hey everybody, welcome to the vlog. So I had a real interesting experience happen to me just recently. I ran into a bit of a copyright issue. So let me just get into the story. So I was about to launch something with a particular name, and as it turned out that this name was copyrighted. Now it wasn't finalized, the copyright wasn't finalized, and I just had a process, if you will. I decided, you know what, I should just make sure it's not copyrighted. And so I did a check, and you just go online, you go to the US government, you just type in copyright search, and you can search for free. And it turns out that this very particular name was actually in the final stages of being copyrighted. It wasn't copyrighted yet, it was at a stage where you can contest it. So the way it works with copyrights is that you submit your application to copyright whatever name you want to copyright, and then the US government or the Canadian government or whatever government you go through, they go through the process. Now I know how it works in US and Canada. So you submit it, the government, you have to pay a fee, the government examiners check it out, make sure everything's cool, and it goes through these stages, and it could take a year or two. And it gets to the final stage where it's put out there for public review. And when it's put out for public review, it's up to the public to say, hey, you can't copyright this name because of X, Y, and Z. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all the details. But as far as I understand, at least on a basic principle, you have to show to the government that if you give this person the copyright or this business the copyright, it will infringe on your rights. You say, well, I've been using this name here and there, or it's too generic, blah, blah, blah. Again, you got to talk to a copyright lawyer. That's not the point of this video. The point of this vlog, well, let's tell you the story. So this happened just in the last week. So I saw that it was up for contestation, I think it is, where I can contest and say, hey, whoa, 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 this is not legitimate that this should be copyrighted. And so you could submit this yourself, but probably if you do it yourself, you're not going to do a very good job. You should get a lawyer to do it, but then that costs money. So I decided what to do is I contacted the owner of the copyright, and I said, hey, listen, you know, this is generic. I'm thinking of contesting this. Can you just give me a waiver and say, listen, for you, for this guy here, for this situation, I'm not gonna feel that he's infringing on my copyright if I have the copyright. So I wrote to the person. Of course, the person said, well, no, I got to talk to my lawyer about this, blah, blah, blah. Clearly, this was going to quickly escalate into a legal dispute. It could have been a very minor dispute. It could have been a big dispute. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I said to myself, as a business owner, I said, okay, the best case scenario with this situation, I go through a rigmarole and a process, hire lawyers, spend hundreds of dollars in the minimum, and what I do is I block this person from getting the copyright. That's the best case scenario. So I block the person, so that means he can't copyright this term, but I'm not protecting the term from anybody could use the term then. It has no real advantage for me because I'm not securing the rights to the term, the name, and so why am I doing this? It's why am I doing this? So that, you know, strike number one against it. I'm just basically putting money and effort to basically just keep it from being blocked off for me and the rest of the public. And the other thing I had to consider is that how important was this name? Is it a catchy name, but is it going to really make much of a difference? I don't think so. So I had to make the executive decision, say, you know what, even though my instinct is to fight, because I'm a fighter, I decided to just let it go because, you know what, it's not worth the legal problems, the battles, the risk, the gain, the potential gain versus the cost. Some people might call it risk reward, is not nearly enough for me to justify the headaches and the expense of trying to dispute this. Again, trying to dispute a copyright, not that I can secure the copyright just so that somebody else can't secure it, so I just couldn't, leaves it open. No advantage. So what did I do? I wrote to the owner of the copyright, I said, don't worry about it, I've decided not to contest it. Have fun with your copyright. And that's the end of this vlog.